Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to talk about that real estate professional status and how it could hurt or help your short-term rental side of your investing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so if you're watching this video, I assume you've already watched my video on real estate professional and you watched that first short-term rental video I just cut about what it takes to claim the tax deductions that come from short-term rentals. But here's the problem. I said in that video that there's an issue for you if you're already a real estate professional and you're running short-term rentals, that you could collide and you could be missing out and screwing things up for yourself where you're not going to be able to capture deductions. And so what I wanted to do was address that issue. So really high level, real quick, remember, real estate professional. If you want to be a real estate professional, REPS, you need this. 750 hours devoted to real estate. 50% of your time, all right? And you have to materially participate in your real estate investing. So this is for just standard rental activity. Now, short-term rentals, what we talked about earlier in the previous video. If you want to take advantage of short-term rentals, that is, get losses from those. Maybe doing a cost seg, freeing up some losses out of your properties. Then you have to do this. Average rental period, 7 days or less. And you have to materially participate. Okay, in the activity. Or it's 30 days or less plus significant services. All right, that also has to be in there. So you have two options there. So here's the problem for someone who qualifies as a real estate professional. So you've already done everything you're supposed to do there, right? You're running your properties. Maybe you have a portfolio of, say I have 15 homes over here in Ohio. So these 15 homes in Ohio where I live in Cleveland, and I've been working these properties, and I'm a real estate professional, I'm meeting all the tests, and now I decide to get into short-term rentals, and I start buying some properties up. And so now I acquire 3 short-term rental properties. And so I get these 3 short-term rentals, and I don't know about these particular rules over here and what I'm required to do. And so I list them out for rentals, and I start putting people into them, and the average stay, let's say, is 12 days. And I'm not doing anything significant services-wise, so I'm not, going out there and offering concierge-level services to the people that are staying there to help move me into that phase where I'm able to capture the deductions from these properties, and I decide to do a cost segregation study on them. Why am I doing that cost seg? Because I want to free up tax deductions off these properties. So I do a cost seg, and all 3 properties generate for me $75,000 in a loss that year. But I also did the same thing up here on my traditional properties, and I was able to pull out here an $80,000 loss. So now I figure when I go into my tax prepare, I'm going to take the 80 plus the $75,000 loss here, and I'm going to show $155,000 in losses that I can use to offset my spouse's income, my other income. And so I'm feeling really good about what I did this year. Now here's the problem, okay? As a real estate professional, remember that's what we're talking about here. If you're a real estate professional and you're in this one little zone, and it's pretty unique, but you could find yourself there. If you're in this one little area where you're not fully qualifying over here for the 7 days or less or material participation with these properties, or the 30 days or less with significant services, if you don't qualify those short-term rentals to be that trade or business, then the losses you pull out of here, well, actually, let me rephrase that. You don't qualify to deduct them because it's still a trade or business, but you didn't meet either this test or the material participation test. That's the problem for you. Because the losses here, the 75K, you cannot add to the 80. In fact, what they're going to do is they're going to suspend these losses and say you can't use them. they're passive losses to you. So as a real estate professional, you get out of the passive loss rules under 469 because you meet that test on these properties, but these are rentals. The short-term rentals, although we call them that, they're not rentals from the IRS's position, from the Internal Revenue Code. This is income from a trader business, but it's income from a trader business of which you didn't materially participate or provide significant services, therefore it's passive. And now you can only offset these losses against other passive income, which it doesn't make me happy because I have income from W-2 or my spouse does from working at their job. That's not going to free up these losses for me. They're just going to get stuck and suspended. So what I'm telling you, if you're trying to figure this out, is that if you are a real estate professional presently and you want to start engaging in short-term rental activity, you have to meet these tests. Go back and watch my short-term rental video. You have to meet those tests. If you do not meet those tests, then don't consider taking a cost seg on these properties and trying to accelerate your depreciation to create a bunch of losses unless you have this huge passive income that you need to write off for the year. So if you have passive income you're trying to write off, then yeah, it would make sense because these are going to be passive losses to you. So I could see you wanting to do that. But ordinarily, it's not an area in which we would want to go at this point in time. So hold off. You don't need to go and try to create the losses on that cost segregation study today. Wait until the future when you're able to meet one of these tests, then take it. So the thing is, real estate professional and short-term rental, these are two separate activities, and you cannot group them. That's what you need to know if you're operating in this sphere, because I've read some cases on it where real estate investors have been shocked to learn that the stuff they did here didn't help them here or on the other side of their tax line where they had active income coming in because they didn't know. Now you do, so you won't be a case I'll be reading about. Hey guys, if you got any comments, leave the comments below. If you like it, be sure to like it. And hey, subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks for coming. Take care with your investing.